that person anyhow. The mic a little bit closer so you can hear me a little bit better. Ooh. There. And my entire face takes up the entire thing. So we're 7th on YouTuber. And that's probably because there are 7 people on YouTube. On YouTuber, let's see. Oh, there are 8. Whatever. So, hi everybody. Today, once more, I want to talk about photography. And this camera is running out of battery power. But I'm just going to run over some of the things that I want to talk about today. The first, my face is so smooth, like a baby, soft, smooth right now, because I went to the spa because I wanted to get my mom something for like her birthday is on May 2nd, which is tomorrow, and I always get her something for Mother's Day just because it's around the same time. But anyhow, so I wanted to get her something, and so I got my eyebrows done, as you can see. Sorry, I'm not wearing like makeup because they, you know, when you wax your face, they take off all the makeup and put like a toner kind of thing on first. Anyhow, so I went to this spa called Merle Norman. They did my eyebrows and then they did my chin area here. Oh my God, even doing that hurts. Just a little. It almost feels like your skin is gonna like fall apart. And it's not because she waxed it. So she waxed it and there was still like a little bit of sideburns. So she threaded my whole under like here and here, threaded it. And if you've never had threading before, it is an experience. It's like, oh my God, she's got this thread that's pulled taut and she's like, you have to pull your face taut too. I was like, okay, so I did it. And yeah, it was just like, it wasn't super awkward, but you do have to hold your skin taut. And this person basically goes along with a thread and you have to pull your skin taut because it'll cut your face. It's a piece of sharp like thread that's moving really fast. Anyhow, so she did a really good job because my face feels so smooth and I want to not touch it because, you know, touching your face, you know, it takes the oils out of your fingers, like out of your skin, and then gets on your face and then you get pimples there. At least that's how you get pimples. Anyhow, so I wanted to talk about that. And I got a little swag bag from Merle Norman just for getting my face threaded and getting my mom's present. So I was like, yay! It was kind of funny because some of the young girls who were working there are not like the normal staff, and I don't know, maybe they didn't want to work, and so I recognized one of the other ladies who was there, and she automatically helped me, and it was just like, you just got a huge commission. Ha! Working results. Anyhow, so I want to talk about that, and I want to actually talk about holding a camera properly. My channel is about photography, and so like this is a D2X camera. There's a grip here for this hand, but if you notice, there's also a grip here, and it's for this hand. So it's so you can hold it like this. When you're picking up a camera, you're holding it at the base, or you're holding the lens like this. So I want to go over that, how to properly hold a camera, because sometimes the lens, like this is a 50 lens, is really light. You don't really have to hold it. But if you have a telephoto lens, that thing's going to weigh like 10 pounds or 5 pounds or whatever, depending on how big the lens is, right? So you don't want to be just going, oh yeah, I'm going to hold it with one hand. No, you hold it with 2 hands because you don't want it to break kind of the seal around here. Because then you can't use your camera at all, right? Which would be wasteful. And photography is expensive. You don't want to be wasteful. So don't laugh at this, but the other night was the first time I watched Django Unchained. I know how old that movie is, but I don't like watching slavery movies because I'm black, and you know, I don't like watching stuff like that. And there's one part in that movie that I had to close my eyes. It's a part Leonardo DiCaprio is a horrible slave master, and they tear a man apart with dogs. And so I was just like, oh my God. I had to go like this. oh, is it still happening? And then after it was still happening and there was a flashback part, I was just like, oh. So yeah, I couldn't watch the whole thing. I like watching Quentin Tarantino movies, so I thought, okay, I think I'm ready to actually watch that movie. Anyhow, so I've watched like Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction, all of the Kill Bill movies, basically. And I think that he did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but I'm not really sure. But I love how Quentin Tarantino puts himself in all of his movies. He put himself at the end of Django Unchained. If you remember the part where there's like 3 guys who have a bunch of slaves. He's about to go back to the manor to kill everybody, and Quentin Tarantino's the guy on the horse who's pulling him behind him. I was like, hey! So anyhow, I like that. He puts himself in every movie. And it was an awesome movie. I just don't like watching that type of movie. So I wanted to actually show you this kind of weird looking camp thingy. It is a stool, and you can find it at most camping stores. And I think this one was like $10 or $15. And basically it opens up like this so you can sit on it. And so yeah, it's a camping stool. So what happens is I actually use this for certain special events where I have to stand for long periods of time. And this can be attached to my backpack. And so while, like say if you're taking pictures of a concert, you don't want to bring a folding chair to a festival, so you bring this. Anyhow, it works really well and it was really cheap. And you can sit down on it and still be like, boop, I'm taking my pictures in like the little dugout area in front of the stage. And it's not like a chair, so it's not like you're bringing this big lugging thing with you. Oh, excuse me. Nobody's really watching my broadcast just yet. I might actually get off of here and come back at like 5 or 6 o'clock. Just when it's a little bit more busy. I took a whole bunch of really cool photos today, actually, which is really fun. I took, like, pictures at, like, a kids' music concert. Here in Canada right now, it's called Music Monday. So all across the country, it's an initiative where people are trying to promote music and arts in schools. So it's just music concerts and stuff at schools all day, which I thought was really cool. So I took a bunch of pictures of that, and it was like elementary, junior high, high school students, everybody, professionals, and all of that. And on the weekend, I took pictures of these one-act plays. It's like plays at the high school level where it's like one act is the entire play. It had like actual solo plays. This one, I think it was the best one that I saw, was the Rat Catcher's Tale. And it's just a girl dressed up as a little nanny kind of old lady with her nightgown on, and then she's got like a rocking chair behind her. And her memorization was just so amazing. And it's basically the story of the Pied Piper, but it's called the Rat Catcher's Tale. And it's how they told the story of the Pied Piper. I don't know if you remember that, but the Pied Piper was like a Grimm's fairy tale. It's like one of those, like Hansel and Gretel, the real story about it that you learn. In North America, you don't really know those stories, but then in Canada, I remember learning it in French. And so the Pied Piper is a story about basically keeping true to your promises. So I'm watching this play and I'm taking pictures of this girl, and she was amazing, like a high school student actor. So I was just like, wow. But yeah, it is a play called The Rat Catcher's Tale. And the Pied Piper, the original story is, oh, hey, hi. Anyhow, so the Pied Piper, the original story is that this town called Hamelin, I think in Germany, has this huge rat problem. And they don't know how to get rid of them. So eventually this man comes to town and he says, if you pay me this outrageous sum of money, I will get rid of your rats. And so they're like, of course, please get rid of our rats. And so he does. He drowns the rats. I guess he plays like a special sound on his flute. And then he kind of lures one rat and the next until he's got the queen rat, and then he drowns them all in the river. And then what happens in the Grimm's fairy tale, not the fairy tale from North America, is he comes back for his money, and the mayor of the town's like, we couldn't actually pay you that money. And it's like, what? And so eventually what happens is they don't pay him any money, and he's like, okay, that's fine. And so he comes back in the middle of the night while everybody's asleep, and he plays the same song that he played on his lute to lure the rats, but this time it lures all the children in the village of Hamlin. And so all the children go dancing after him, and I actually have one of those kind of drawings on my wall. My parents put it on my wall when I was a little kid, and it was just to kind of remember to keep your promises, because, you know, that's going to happen. I don't know, they kind of try to F me out and try to make me, you know. Anyhow, so he lured all the children. I think it was something like he didn't lure them into the river to die a horrible death. He lured them into a cave and then collapsed the cave, and then all the rats were in the cave with the children because they'd burrowed under the river, and they'd ended up in the cave. And yeah, so people of the town, when they realized what happened, they kind of dug and dug and dug, trying to get to the kids in the cave, screaming with the rat. And then by the time they got there were only bones left. That's the story of the Pied Piper, the real one. And so anyhow, this girl doing a one-act play was just amazing for a high school student. Like the costume and the makeup and the lights and everything was just really amazing. It was kind of like, you know, when you're a kid, you sit down on the carpet and, you know, you have like your auntie or your grandma or somebody telling you a story, and if they're really good, then you're just like, or if you're around like a campfire or something. So anyhow, that was it. And then they got judged on their one-act festival, which was really, really awesome. So I took a bunch of pictures for those. And if you go to my blog, I'll actually retweet some of the photos so you can see them. I don't really retweet it too much until it's like actually published in a newspaper. I don't like to actually do that because I think that when you're working for a paper or a publication, you're giving that publication a certain license to use your picture. I think that's the best word. So I don't like to retweet it until they've retweeted it or they've published it first. Hello, new people from YouNow. This is my photography channel. So I'm actually talking about some pictures that I took on Saturday at this one-act play for high school students. I guess it's like a one-act festival. So what happens is every single play has only one act. And you can have as many actors that you want in it, but it has to be just one act. And then it's like 4 or 5 in like one evening, and then they judge and see which one's the best. And it was really awesome, actually. Another one was called The Babysitter, and it was like the story. I'm gonna give it away, basically. Just Google The Babysitter. But it's a story about this girl who goes to babysit, and she's so like an airhead, she decides to not check on the baby when they told her to check on the baby. And what happens is she invites her friends over, and they play with a Ouija board. Ouija board's like, oh, look outside, ooh, and they get all scared. And then they realize that you know, there is no baby. If you checked when you got there, you would have seen that there was no baby in the house. And then they find out that the people who actually lived there had died in a horrible car accident. So the house is haunted, and then, you know, they're all scared and everything. They run away. So that was that. I don't know. It was good. I took lots of pictures of that too, of all the girls crowded around the table using a Ouija board. I think everybody has used a Ouija board one time in their life. So, and you're like, don't push it. It's you who's pushing it. And it says, like, it spells, I can see you. You know, the creepiest movie that I've seen for a while was actually The Ring. The rest of the movies are just kind of like thrillers, like the Saw movies. I've watched all of those. And I like a good scary movie. I watched it when I was like 10 years old, which I shouldn't have, because that scared me for years. I had this feeling that there was a man dressed up as a clown who'd stand outside of my window, and I'd never walk over. You know, at the end of the street, there's a grate for the sewer, because there's a part in the movie where there's a grate in the sewer and the kid is talking to the clown inside of the sewer. when I was a kid, I would never walk near those because I thought, oh my God, there's going to be a clown in the sewer that's going to come and drag me down there and turn into a spider and eat me. And yeah, that's the story of it. I don't know. I think it's also because I loved reading Stephen King's books. Like, loved reading his books. And a lot of his books are horror stories. Like, The Body's not really a horror story, but like Shawshank Redemption's one of his. Rita Hayworth in Shawshank Redemption. And then Carrie, I love that one. That's a scary one. And Cujo, I think that was the scariest one. Or maybe Pet Sematary. Whatever. But I read all of those when I was a kid, and I shouldn't have because I had a vivid imagination. So I was just like, oh. But yeah. I never had really horrible dreams because, well, when I was a kid, I did. I had like the running dream where like it's a maze outside and it's dark in my neighborhood and like I'm running from something, but I don't know what. So I had those types of dreams for the longest time as a kid. But then after, I think my parents dealt with some like psychological thing where they put dream catchers in your room, and I don't know if you know them, but I'll take a picture actually and put on my Instagram so you can see what Dreamcatcher looks like. It's a First Nations kind of a circle. And what happens is, I actually made them in a Métis beading class where you use this special type of resin on it. And it looks like a circle with a web, like almost like a spider web. And it's got feathers going down the side. And apparently it's supposed to, things are supposed to trickle down and the bad ones are supposed to come off the feathers. Anyhow, so it's like a psychological thing for me as a kid. I was like, I have a dream catcher in my room. I'll never have a bad dream again. Anyhow, after that, I didn't dream at all, which was really weird. So it got in there. Anyhow, so if you weren't here earlier, I was talking about the camera and I was talking about how to properly hold a camera. Usually most cameras don't have this little piece on the bottom. It's just a flat piece. But when you hold the camera, you want to hold the grip. That's the rubber part right here. And you want to hold the lens. You want to put your hand at the bottom and hold the lens of the camera. This is a really short lens, so I don't really have to hold it. I'll hold it like this by the grip here. But you hold the lens just in case the lens is really, really long and really heavy. You don't want to actually break kind of this seal, the contact points. You don't want to break the contact points on the camera. You don't want to break this because once you break this or you warp the body around here, you're screwed, basically. Because how are you going to fit any other lens on it? All the lenses have the same model. So it's going to be impossible to do that. So how you put it back on is there's a dot right here. See that white dot? And there's a dot right here. So you line up the dots and you twist it. And that's how you put a lens on. Woo! I'll probably show you. Oh, I should have told you. To take it off, you press this button right where my finger is. Okay. And then you press it in and then you twist it off. The other buttons that are around here are just like functions where you can actually set the functions in your camera. You go into the menu on the back of the camera and then you decide, oh, I want this button here to represent, continuous high for shooting or a single frame shooting or whatever. The only thing that I don't like about these cameras is this, like about Nikon cameras, is this kind of rubber area where it has like ports. This camera is a little bit better than other ones. Usually what happens is like there's a firewire, there's what is this? AV out, USB. Anyhow, usually it's one big chunk of rubber. Hi there, Olive. Olive? Is it Olivier? Anyhow, it's a big chunk of rubber right there usually, and so it's really hard to actually get it back in, and it becomes annoying when you're taking a picture or whatever. It's on this side. This side's usually where the memory card is. So it becomes annoying to actually have to pull or hold up the camera. And don't say anything about me putting the camera over my neck. I just realized that I did that because this is the wrong strap. This is a shoulder strap, so I should actually be holding it like this or actually just having it like this, like a purse over my shoulder. And yes, I do have the D300 strap on the D2X camera. And it's just because I have a whole bunch of extra Nikon straps like this, and I like to have my main camera with the crumpler strap because it's like more comfortable to have it there if I'm gonna have it on my shoulder for a long period of time. So I wanted to talk about that, but I also wanted to talk about Ryan Seacrest. Have you seen Live today? So I follow Ryan Seacrest just because I think he's a really awesome person. He's into everything though, and apparently now he's like the host of Live with Kelly Ripa. What? I mean, Ryan Seacrest, he's in music, he's in American Idol. Music, American Idol, he's on the radio, and it's just like, wow, he does like isn't it the top 40? American Top 40, that's Ryan Seacrest. Anyhow, so now he's apparently the host of Live with Kelly Ripa to like replace Michael Strahan. So that's pretty neat. I'll watch it just to see him because I actually like him. And yeah, I know it looks weird, but this is how I take a picture. I have both of my eyes open. Usually one side of the camera like hides, the other part, so it doesn't look like you have double vision. You can close one eye. Like if I'm looking through this eye, sometimes I'll close this eye, look through it and focus, and then take the picture. Remember, if you're taking a picture like this, that's landscape. And if you're taking a picture like this, you just turn the camera, and that's a portrait. Okay. He's a ton. That's why photographers have such good arms. They're like, oh, you can't see it, but I was like, oh my god, trying to lift something. It is like a weight. And I hurt my shoulder in the car accident, and so this one shoulder is just all like, oh. Anyhow, yeah. So I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk about photography courses. So somebody actually asked me this question today, and it was somebody who wanted to get into photography, and I'm like a resident photographer in that area. And it was like, he was like, well, what kind of photography courses should you do if you want to be a commercial photographer? And honestly, I said, if you don't know anything about photography, go to like a community course, but only do it once. I would never go to a community course for photography more than one time, and that's just because you can learn things from books. And sometimes those community courses are like a couple $100 for a couple hours of tutoring by somebody who's going to lecture. They're not actually going to walk around and show you how to use your camera, and they can't honestly do that because everybody has a different kind of camera. So I would go to a photography school, like a college that offers courses. If you want to take 1 or 2 courses, enroll in a photography program. They have them online too. You don't have to actually go into a physical school. You can take online courses at college or university. Or I would get like a photography mentor. If you don't know anything about photography, read a whole bunch of books on photography and then actually just Google photographer in your city and then say, hey, I'm really interested in photography. Do you need someone to work around your business? I will volunteer once a week to learn about photography. If I can do this, I will help you out. And a lot of people will be like, wow, you are volunteering to hold, a light, a reflector, some gear, somebody to hold something? Yes. They'll say, come along. Or you can just watch how they do a photo shoot. A lot of photographers will let you do that for free. So that's what I do. I would not waste my money on going to more than one community course because sometimes community courses, you really have to watch it. Sometimes the people that you're learning from are just like you. They're not like someone who actually has a communications degree or, has studied photography or journalism or something like that from a school, like a college or a university that's accredited. So you don't want to have someone who's just a photography enthusiast teach you. You want to have the best person you can possibly have teach you. And I think that's just being proactive and like you know, studying and, looking up. Like, if I showed you actually over there, you would see that I have probably 50 photography books just on my little kind of table with the rest of my camera gear and all that. And it's just because I'm always buying a new photography book, or I'm going to like a book sale, a used book sale, and finding photography books, because photography's been around for a long, long time. I look at, and like over on that shelf as well, I've got a ton of magazines just so I can see professional pictures that commercial photographers have taken. And that's so I can replicate their picture. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with replicating somebody's picture. Just don't like publish it and say it's yours, right? But replicate it, see how they did it, have a little twist on it, change it around a little bit, and then make it yours. Because I don't believe in stealing people's pictures. That happened to me once where my picture it wasn't exactly the same. They'd changed it a little bit around and they'd stole it. It was basically my picture, but they flipped it and changed a little bit of the lighting. And I was just so upset because it was like, that's my original concept. So I don't believe in stealing people's work, but I do believe in mimicking their stuff just to see how they did it. Like, what I mean by that is, if you find a picture in a magazine of a lady who's sitting like this, and that you can see like the reflection in her eyes of the light was, well, you can position your light the same way and things like that. Anyhow, so look in magazines to see how commercial photographers do their photography, or read photography books too, but definitely go to a photography school or university or course or something like that. Don't just take community classes if you're really serious about it. And I don't know how it is in the United States, but in Canada, like, there are actual organizations, and I used to live in one place where everybody wanted to be a photographer, and it's kind of like if you're not in a big city, people don't realize that you can't call yourself a commercial photographer without having a commercial license. Like, okay, so I'm going to talk about this because it's a little bit confusing, actually. When you're a new photographer, say that you studied, say that you think you know what you're doing, and you want to start a photography business. If you're in a city, you need to get a commercial photography license. So that's a business license, but for commercial photographers. I'm going to show you mine. I actually have it on the wall right here. Oh. So that's my business license. I just flashed it there. I'm not going to put there. You can see it again. I don't want to show it too much because it has my actual address on it. But yeah, that's my business license. So basically, every year it's renewed, and it allows me to take pictures and have it a business in the city and pay my dues and have people recognize who I am. If you Google a photographer for, say, like Atlanta, you'll find 50 photographers in Atlanta. But if you actually look it up and see, is this person a commercial photographer? If they say, oh yeah, I'm a commercial photographer, all you have to do to find out if they really are is say, where's your business license? And if they have no business license, hey. If they have no business, hi, yes, I see. If they have no business license, then it means that they're not a commercial photographer. It just means that you're like a serious person who does about 75% of their income in that business. That's all. Anyhow, so to get a business license, usually you just go down to your town or city or wherever, your town office, and then you apply for one. But a lot of photographers here are also, like, if you're a journalist, you have to be a part of an association to be accredited. Like, you have to follow certain rules, certain standards of photography or certain standards of journalism. So you usually just join an association. Like, I think in this area, it's like the the Canadian Newspaper Photographers Association or something like that. I think it's like NPAC or something like that. So I'm sure they have similar ones in the United States as well. But you join one of those associations so that it can kind of protect you if something happens or if someone steals your work, right? Sorry, I have to have a sip of my coconut water. It's good for your daughter. That's the same Caribbean. And so, yeah, you just join one of those groups, and it gives you a little bit of protection. Or if you're like a writer and you want to be a journalist, you join like an authors association and just be like an associate member, so you don't have to pay like a super huge amount of money. So that was my commercial photography license. And there are certain things that come along with it. You can have a home business, but then, you know, if you have a home business, it has to be inspected to make sure that you're safe. And if you're bringing somebody into your house, it's safe. So I wanted to talk about that, but I also want to talk about, what did I say? I talked about Ryan Seacrest, and I talked about the photos that I took, and oh my gosh, I didn't show you the stuff that I got in my swag bag. There it is again. Oh my gosh, every time I think about it, my face is so soft. Oh, so I didn't know that it was established in Los Angeles. So one is an oil-free moisturizer. And the next one, I think she said it was like a exfoliator, but it's not the same name. It says it may increase the sensitivity of your skin. Well, I know that too. So I got those two. And then they give you a cute little bag. Open it and see, because I can't wait. I like opening things and seeing what they are. I hope it's not ugly, because you know sometimes they're like cute like beach bags and stuff, and then it's like a grandma's kind of thing that you find in Florida, and then it's really ugly, and it's just like, I would never carry this around. Maybe on a vacation where nobody can see me or nobody knows me. Oh, it's actually really big. What is it? Is it a bib? Is it an apron? Oh my god, it's a California road trip. The only thing that's ugly is like the little thing for opening it. It's like, it looks like something from your umbrella. So that's the only thing that's ugly. I'm sure I can put lots of makeup and stuff in here, or use it as a beach bag. That's cute. A Merle Norman bag. Maybe I'll put some towels or something in there. I thought it was a bib. Okay. And there's something else in here. Oh. It's a gift. And it says in here, sorry, that's what it looks like on the front. It says, facial cleansing wipes, moist cleansing towelettes that gently remove makeup and refresh skin. Okay, and then there's a liquid blush. I've never used liquid blush before. Cheeks go flirty with this silky lightweight blush. Buildable, blendable formula layered perfectly with liquids, creams, and powder. Forgot a oh my god, I was trying to like edit it as I was reading it. I was like, they forgot a comma there. And then there's liquid lip color. Ooh. Ultra light sunscreen. Oh yeah, I need sunscreen now too. I realized actually when I went to see the dermatologist the first time, I used to have horrible acne, and I went to see the dermatologist and I started taking Accutane, and you couldn't go directly out in the sun because it like harm your skin. You'd be so sensitive. So here are the wipes. If I'd known about it, I wouldn't have got like cleansing wipes that I already did this week. So that sucks. But whatever. And then here, look how tiny that is. Maybe it's because it's a tester. What is this? This is the liquid lip color. Look how tiny that is. Put it on. Just because I can't stop myself, because I love a new thing. It's kind of weird putting it on in a camera and not like, you know, my goodness. You have to put it in like 3 times just to get a little bit of liquid out of it. I have to exfoliate my lips too. It looks cute. I like it. Oh, let's see. What is this one? Liquid blush. I'm not even gonna try to put this on because I have a feeling that I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna put it on my cheek and it's gonna go like blood or something. So that's the liquid blush from Merle. And the last one is the sunscreen. Because I really do need sunscreen. Everybody says, well, that's the theory actually, that, you know, when you have darker skin, you're more protected against the sun. And it is true. Like my friends who have like really fair skin and redder, they just burn like crazy. But one year when I was in Barbados, I burned so badly. And it was because I thought, oh, I don't really need sunscreen. And I was only putting a little bit on. And like, I think it was my shoulder that just burnt. And then it started like peeling. So you really need sunscreen. Even if your skin is brown, you have a little bit of extra protection. But I think you should put sunscreen on. The only weird thing about certain sunscreens, like I think it's copper tone. That's the specific type of sunscreen that does it. But it has like a blue cast on dark skin. So it looks like you have blue skin on that one area. You have to like rub it in really, really well. And I mean like the creams, not the spray. I found that, yeah, it makes you look blue. It's like they didn't test it on brown people. So I'll put it in my ratchet bag. And I'll use it later on tonight. Either that or I'll use my little face mask because I still have individual face masks that I never used. So I will try to do that. I did want to show you my YouTube page again. If I knew how to use my BlackBerry. I'm sorry, I just love this phone so bad. It's amazing. It's like an Android phone, but it's a BlackBerry. So, here's like one of the videos of my backpack tour where I show you exactly what's in my camera bag, my photography bag that I use for photojournalism. Just like the basic stuff that's in there. And I like to have captions on it so that people can just read it. They don't have to actually like listen to it. They can just read it. But if you go to my page, let me go back to my page. I changed it up a little so it's not gray anymore. It's pink. It's Monique Massiah. That's my name, Massiah, Massiah. So yeah. Wow, I'm live right now, and so you can, that's creepy. Okay, I'll stop it now. But yeah, I've changed the icon, so it looks a little bit different, but go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and you'll see that I talk about everything that has to do with photography, and I give lots of tips in photography and iMovie. But I still haven't done my Final Cut Express video. I want to do my first video on how to do Final Cut Express, and I'm so excited. I actually started yesterday doing the vlog video, how to do a vlog, and I'll show you some of the tools that I used. It's basically a video on how to actually start a vlog with nothing except for your cell phone and a headset. So I'm gonna go grab the headset so you can see what I used. I'm back. So because I wanted it to be something like the cheapest stuff that you can get to make a vlog, you need a phone. Like a phone that has a camera on the front and a camera on the back. So that's the first thing you need. And you need a headset. And this headset was literally $5 at Best Buy. It was like $5. I'm sure if you went on Amazon.com, you'd find one for $5. That's what you need. and you need a computer. In the actual video, I show you how to edit on the computer, but I've also downloaded iMovie on my phone. So it shows you how to do a video straight from recording it and, getting the sound in. The reason why I use a headset, and sometimes I use like the iPhone headset or like the headphones, the ones that are new, but I use those ones so that you can actually get a microphone really close to your mouth. So those types of things are free, right? So I use that, and I use a cell phone, and I use the app in the cell phone to show you how you can edit things in iMovie, in the iMovie app. And within 10 minutes after doing the video, we have a vlog, our first vlog. Okay, so watch that when it's on my YouTube channel. I will put it up tonight at maybe 12 o'clock. So I like to actually update things every 24 hours, maybe 10 to 12 o'clock at night. It'll be up on my page. So I actually broadcast things every day. I do a video every single day on my YouTube channel, and I'm almost here on every single day. And YouNow. Just remember my name. Like, that's my real name. I had somebody at work who was like, Massiah on fire. I was like, okay. Oh my God. Anyhow, that's my Instagram. So just add me. I'm Monique Massiah on Instagram. I saw these really cool pants that I think I showed you the other day, but I still think they're really awesome. They were really cheap too. I like getting things that are cheap. Photography is expensive, so when you find something that's cheap, it's just like, yay. But yeah, that's me when I'm editing some videos and stuff. So yeah, check out my Instagram and visit me. Check out my page. Like, you can reach me on Snapchat. I'm not on Snapchat too much, but I'm there, so you can reach me there as well. Monique Massiah. Or you can Google me and go to my blog too. Okay. I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to. I showed you my little swag bag from California. I'm so glad that it didn't look like an old lady bag. And I showed you how to hold the camera and the grip. And I talked to you a little bit about the vlog, which is very cool. And I talked to you about Ryan Seacrest being able to do everything in the world. I saw one time, so skinny. If you actually see Ryan Seacrest up in person, he is shorter than you think, and he's really skinny. I think everybody is shorter than they appear to be on television. Anyhow, he's drinking this thing, and it's like, this is my morning breakfast, and it was like a green shake of veggies. And I'm sorry, I love vegetables, and I love eating healthy, but sometimes you cannot choke back a green shake. It's just like, what is that? It's like you're drinking moss. Anyhow, so he's really cool. He's in everything, and it's really cool to see him on daytime television now. Yay! I'm glad that my face is not super red, but I guess that must be from the threading. It's a really cool process, actually. Let's talk about that for just a second. So when you get your face waxed, it's hot wax that's put on your face, and then they use kind of like a cloth, press it really tight, pull the skin taut, and then they pull the hair off. In threading, the person who's doing the threading has a long piece of thread. Piece of it is in their mouth, and then they're using their two hands to hold it taut. And you are holding your skin taut. Because if you don't hold your skin taut, the thread is going by and picking up all of the hairs really, really fast. It'll cut you. And you don't want to have like a slice right there on your face. Wow, I tried threading. I cut my face and I'm bleeding. No. So she does it really, really fast, and it's just kind of like, oh, because they're really close to you, right? So I don't think they do public. They have a little spa room where they do it. It's very, very quick, and you can actually feel it. If you're not used to waxing your face, I would not recommend getting threading, because like the feeling of having your face waxed in places like this are really sensitive, or like right next to your neck is really sensitive, and threading, you can feel it all. But if you've had your eyebrows waxed and your face, like the sensitive areas of face, is threaded before or waxed before, I would get threading, because it really gets rid of everything. And I don't know, I think people, like, I'm sure if you had like a mustache like this, you know that people, well, I guess a lot of people don't know. Some people who have a lot of facial hair, they think that if they shave it, like they'll shave here, you can see it sometimes if people try to do that instead of waxing it. They don't understand that if you do that, your hair will come back thicker. So don't do that. Go and get it threaded and it'll stay off for a long time. Or if you get your hair waxed very often, I've noticed it with my eyebrows, my hair and my eyebrows, it doesn't grow back for like 2.5 weeks. So get your face waxed or get your face threaded. You don't want to have like super huge sideburns. And I have super huge sideburns because I have like thick African hair. So it's like whoosh there. So I have to have it taken off. Anyhow, so I think I've talked about everything. I've talked about the wonderful camera, the D2X, and I've talked about the ports on the side of it. The last time I talked about the types of metering. If you look on the back of the camera, it's here. Oops. It's here, the types of metering that you can flip through. And I don't know, I think I've talked about almost every single button on the back. Like autofocus, if you press and hold this while you're taking a picture or getting ready to it, it'll kind of lock whatever you're looking at. And then you can move the camera around and it'll still stay in focus. So that's everything that's on the back of the camera. Usually all of this stays the same with any Nikon camera that you have. This is a little bit different at the bottom here. I haven't seen that very often. It's got the ISO, the white balance and stuff like that. And I think it's just because like you can see all of that stuff in this little window as well when you're actually got the camera turned on. If I turn it on now, I'm sure you'd be able to see that it says manual. Let's turn it over. There's an M for manual. That's the mode I'm on. If I press the mode button, which is here, I can't get my finger on it because it's like backwards, but you can cycle through it. So let's change the mode. Now it's on program mode, it's a P. The next one would be shutter priority, which is an S. You see what I mean? And it does tell me that I have to take the battery out soon because it's running out of battery. It's flashing. So I am turning it off just for a second. Yeah, there's nothing particular about this one. On the side at the front here at this dial, you can see where it says CL or C, I think it's like CH or something like that. And right now I have it on CH, and that's like continuous high. And so what that means is, hi! What that means is, say you want to take a picture of a hockey player. NHL, you know, playoffs are happening right now. So if I want to take a picture of a hockey player, what I do is I stand right against the glass in the arena. You get all the way to the level of the arena, the floor, so you get your level with the hockey player against the boards, and you put the camera right against the glass. If somebody is going to check them into the boards, you don't hold it on the glass because the boards are flexible and it'll go like this. And you'll hit yourself in the face with the camera. So you put it right against the glass. You look through the camera and you press down halfway on the shutter button. That way, whatever you're looking at will, like a little red dot will show up in the middle of the viewfinder and it's focusing on whatever you want. So if I'm taking a picture of a hockey player, I have it on spot metering. That one. Because I want it to focus on just the hockey player, right? And I press down halfway, and then I press this button on the back of the camera. I keep my thumb over it as I'm pressing halfway down. And that locks in autofocus whatever it is that I'm focusing on. So if he's all the way over there, all I have to do is go like that, and it's always going to be focused on him. It doesn't matter where I'm moving the camera, it's going to be focused on him. So that's how you take pictures. And you make sure that it's on continuous, either high or low. I like high better. Because if you're S, which is like a single shot, I'm just going to go to it. It's a little difficult to do it with like one hand. So if you're on S, I just want to show you it properly. If you're on S like that, it's a single shot. Oops, right there. It's a single shot. So don't use that for any sports photography because it's going to be like, ka-ching, I took a single shot. Let me reload so I can take another single shot, ka-ching. That's what it's going to be doing. And if you're on continuous low, it's going to be like, ka-ching, ka-ching, I'm low, but I'm still kind of fast. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Oh, okay. If you're on continuous high, that's when you hear those people who are like trigger crazy. They're like, like that with the camera. It's like, you don't need to take that many pictures just to capture one person. I could see maybe going 1, 2, 3, like that, cha-cha-cha, like that for a picture. And you get a sequence of, you know, hitting from here to here to here. But there's no reason to hold it down on the shutter button and not move anywhere. It's like you've got 10 of the same picture. Anyhow, that's just me having my little rant against people who do that. So I'm just going to move it back to continuous high. There's a bunch of other settings that are in that little spinny wheel that you'll find on any Nikon camera. Like there's one for a timer. So that's just so like if you want to take a picture of yourself with this big camera, like that, you put it on a leg, you put it on a tripod, and you put it on the timer, just like on like with yourself. You put it on the timer, then you run in front of it and you go. So you can actually do a selfie with this type of camera. Okay, so I'm gonna put it back to what I had, continuous high. Okay, so if you wanted to know anything about photography, just write something on my page, or if you have a question, write it on my page, or go to my blog, or like I said, visit me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, or you can ask me questions on the blog, or you can ask me questions wherever. I'm on lots of social media, or you can go to my Facebook page. Usually my Facebook page, I check it every now and then, but you have to be a friend to be on my page. So I'm on YouNow every day, so you can't say that I didn't see you or you didn't have a chance to ask questions. Okay, so I gotta go now. I've got to actually edit a bunch of pictures and do the captions on it, which takes forever. Oh, but I forgot to tell you. So like I said yesterday, I was doing a ton of captions all day. And a caption is the information that's attached to the picture. You can put it in your camera. You can set it up in your camera first. And then when you take a picture, every single picture you take has the information attached to it. And I love to do that because people love to steal pictures. So every single picture has your information in it. So what you do, if you don't want to put it in your camera or you don't have the capability of having it built into your camera, like the comment information, so you go into Photoshop or Adobe Bridge. And there's a little area where you can do file, info, and that's where you put in your caption and metadata. If you go into Adobe Bridge, it's free, so you don't have to actually buy it. You download Adobe Bridge, and then you go into the metadata area, and you can type in, my name is Monique. I took today. Usually the camera records when, the day, the time, whatever. When you took the settings and everything, the camera records all that. All you have to say is, this is what the picture is about. This is my name, my copyright information, and my number, or my email if you don't want a phone number. But that's how people can tell if a photo is stolen or not. I think something like that happened a little while ago. I don't want to say which organization because I can't remember if it was like I know that it was a professional organization. I don't want to say it for sure, but I think it was Sports Illustrated. But I don't want to say that. Anyhow, it was a female photographer. She had posted a picture. It was a baseball picture. And it was a specific kind of like Japanese player swinging. And what had happened was they posted the comment saying that the picture was from that night's game. And it was actually from the day before's game. And the night the game happened, it was like a special game where he hit like his 400th bat or something like that, and it was a celebration. And then when people realized, hey, the crowd is different from other people's pictures. They realized she lied in the caption information. So I think it was USA Today, but I'm not sure. I don't want to actually definitely say that because I like that publication. But something like that happened. So Google it. You can tell it was a very, very famous and widely spoke about event where people could just look in the caption information that happens with the picture whenever you take it, and they can tell the day and the time and the second that you take the picture. Okay, guys, I actually have to go soon. Oh, hey, redneck call girl. Oh, I will check out your Instagram right now. That is, if I can find your thing again. I'm sorry, I'm so bad. Oh, I'm looking at my Instagram right now. Okay. And I'd started for, okay, there it is. I had started following a couple other photographers. Is that a spider? Like a real one? My good friend has like a tarantula as a pet, and I hardly ever see it because I'm not freaked out of spiders. I've lived in a rural area so you can see spiders, but say if there was like 10 of them, I would be like, ah! Oh my god, it's real. Okay, that's cool. Is it like, oh my god, is it snow though? What is that? Is it like on a special, what is it on? Is it on a wall or something? What's the white? Oh, on stucco. Because that's another thing. I was like, not a lot of spiders can get up here because they can't live in the snow. Anyhow, yeah. It's a cool picture. I like it. I can't believe that kind of a. I can't believe you saw a spider that big, and I'm sure it is big on stucco. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, yeah, maybe you shouldn't tell me because then I'd be like, right now I have a safety security thing to be like, oh my god, a spider can't live in that, without heat. So don't tell me. It is stucco. Oh my goodness. Actually, I saw this thing. I was gonna leave, but I want to talk about spiders for a second. So yeah, like I said, my friend has this huge spider. But I saw this thing on CNN, I think it was, and it was like where people found the brown recluse spider, and that's the one that's really kind of poisonous. I don't think it can kill you, but it's like really, really poisonous. And now they found it in like lots and lots and lots of southern United States and stuff. But these families, I think they maybe moved from the southern United States and took the spider with them. Like it came on their whatever, on their trailer. Or... As a kid, they had like, we call them daddy long legs. They're like a spider with huge legs, and if you Google it, I saw it last week. So I think it was in either New Zealand or Australia. I think I told you about this, where it was like the spider was like crawling up their legs. It looked like there's like a web in this field, and they didn't know what it was. They were like, oh, what is that? It looks so beautiful, this film over the field. And it was like, it's spiders in a web. And it was right after a flood, and the spiders were running away and creating a web so that they could survive. And so when they went into the field, the one girl, it was like the spiders were crawling up her legs and trying to like crawl high. It was like, ew. Ew. Oh yeah, actually I did hear that the venom kind of like if they bite you or whatever, it'll dye. The little area around there turns black. Oh my goodness. Let's stop talking about spiders. Oh. Now I'm like itching and going, oh my god, gotta look around. Maybe there's a tiny spider. If you see one, smush it. I say that to my friend Brandy. She has a spider. I say it to her sometimes, and I say it to people in my family. I'm like, don't smush it, pick it up and save it, put it in the grass. It's like, smush it, get a big shoe. Get it. Oh. Okay, just one sec. You gotta get in the guest queue. Okay, you are. I see. It's taken a long time So I'm singing as I'm trying to get it to work. It's just a fuzzy thing right now. And I'm trying to make you a guest, but oh my God, how long can I kind of badly sing? Oh, I gotta put down the camera because my arm hurts that much. Oh, I don't know if you were here. Oh, I don't know if you could see. I'm making you a guest. Okay, I will try again. It's really kind of weird. Hello. I'm waiting for it to work. YouTube gods. Or sorry. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. YouNow gods. I don't know. I'm trying to make you a guest, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's weird. It's like super busy time right now. Oh my God. I just read the other part of where you said, I was like, do you have the spider with you? Don't show it to me on camera. I'll try just one more time to guest you. Okay. Oh, maybe that's it because you're using it on your cell phone. I heard that it gets like really laggy and tricky and stuff when you're using your cell phone. Tell me when you're ready. Until then, I can talk about my day and my weekend. I really drove around a lot this weekend. And it's going to be really cool because in a couple weeks, one of my sisters, and so I get to drive her to a place called Drumheller and just like in the foothills areas, and it's going to be really neat to go out there. And it's almost stampede time, and I know you're in Texas, but this area where I live is like the Texas of Canada almost, with like rodeos and stuff. Oh, okay, 1 second. So it's going to be so cool. Everybody's starting to like get ready and get dressed in jeans and cowboy hats and stuff. It's so cool. I'm sorry. I really like rodeos and things like that. I like going to them and taking pictures of the cowboys flying through the air and every. Okay, hi. I was just talking like crazy.
Oh, so my YouTube channel is about me making coffee 5 freaking times today.
Oh my God.
It wouldn't
Why?
it wouldn't work. It just refused to cooperate with me. But the spider was like itsy bitsy, and I took it on my phone, so I had to like zoom in, and I kept zooming, and I saw like the little, I don't know what you call them, but you see the eyeballs,
Yeah.
like the eyes are black, and I was like, God, that's a cool, like, badass nature pic.
Yeah, that's a cool picture, though. I really liked it, even though it's kind of creepy. But that reminds me of the first time I saw a real crab on the beach. Oh, you froze there for a second. You are still frozen. Oh, okay, there. So, yeah, so I was on the beach in Barbados, and I didn't have like a deck chair. I just had a big towel on the sand, and
Yeah.
I could see these two little things moving around. They're like black, and the rest of the body popped out of the sand. And in my mind, I think of crabs crawling, but it like popped out of the sand, and it was like the same color as the sand. And then I realized the two little things on top were the eyes. Oh my God. I was like, from then on, I will never sit on the sand again.
That's crazy. Yeah, we get out here in Texas, there are, sorry, I'm trying to hide in my blankets or my curtains. But yeah, out here in Texas, we have crabs that come out from the rocks, and it's crazy because they look just like the rocks. So when you're going and you're looking for like a cool rock to bring home, they look just like it. So,
Oh. That is not for me.
but
Oh.
yeah, this was like itsy bitsy. It was like that big.
Oh.
So it
The
was
spider
very
was that
tiny.
big? Oh, wow. Okay.
It was
Did
very
you just use
tiny.
your
Sorry.
cell phone to take a picture of it?
Do what?
Did you just use a cell phone to take a picture of it? Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I used my cell phone and then I posted it on Instagram, and I was like, I know she's gonna like this.
I like the texture of well, I know it's spider, but I like the kind of how you could see kind of its fur or hairs kind of and everything against the white wall. So that was cool.
Yeah, the only
So
furry part was like the weird pinchy part.
yes, so look at it again. Yeah, that's kind of creepy that you think about it being big by the first picture, and it's just like to see the kind of part where it's with, where it draws whatever it is. Okay, let's stop
That's
talking about that.
where I was like, I was sitting there taking my phone, taking the picture, and I'm like right up on top of it. I'm like, who's the hell we got? This little bastard jumps on me. I'm gonna beat the hell out of it.
Oh.
I got so scared, and so I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting with my phone, and I'm all like this, trying to take a photo of it. And I'm like the one where you can see the black very well on it. I'm all like this, trying to take a picture, like shaking like that. I was like,
And it's so tiny, but it is like
yeah, but
creepy looking. But
my husband had a tiny spider, and it was bad.
what?
My husband got bit by a tiny spider, and it was really bad.
Oh.
He got bit on his chest, like here and here.
Oh. Yeah, it kind of swells a big kind of prickle sometimes with like a spider bite. It depends on what spider that actually gets you. Kind of creepy though to think that maybe a spider could like crawl into your mouth while you're sleeping. So let's not talk about them anymore.
They say on average, a person eats 8 spiders in a whole year.
Oh, I guess I'll have to learn to breathe with my mouth shut.
I tell my husband that all the time. It's because they like the moisture, so they'll climb in there.
Oh my god.
And then when people are asleep, like a lot of people don't know this, but when they're asleep, they go like this.
Oh.
Spider doing
You're eating some spiders and probably some other bugs too. Oh my gosh. I was gonna actually end this broadcast, but if you weren't there, I talked about how to get like a business license and stuff for photography. And I actually talked about how to do the vlog thing with just like your cell phone, like how to do your first vlog. I'm gonna put that video tonight at 12 o'clock. So if you want, you can watch it. But it's basically with a cell phone and then your headphones that you get from your Apple phone. Like if you get like an iPhone or something. Not the new ones, like the old ones that have the mic that's like right here attached to the headphones.
Samsung still does those.
Oh. Oh my god.
But the one thing I learned was Ellie Team Mommy. So I heard was her name. I'm not too sure. All her videos are on the cell phone, and she edits them on her cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out there are apps, but I have to go find the movie editing app in order to fix my editing of my coffee maker. Because I kid you not, I'm sitting here like for 15 minutes watching my coffee maker screw up on me 5 times back to back. But tonight on my YouTube tonight, I'm making this hamburger helper. So I'm gonna show.
I'm sure there's like an iMovie app on that you can have on your cell phone, but there's a couple of them that are free too, and like photo editing apps that you can do videos on too.
Yeah, I don't have iPhone, sadly. I have Android.
Okay, yeah, like my BlackBerry can use Android too, so yeah, you can use the iMovie app. Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm happy to see that it's sunlight out there while I'm talking to you now, not at night. Okay, and happy photos. Bye.
Hey, my baby's birthday is May 5th. 4 more days.
4 more days? Okay.
He'll be 4 years old.
Oh. What are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna do? Are you
cry.
gonna have a party? Is that like too young to understand what's happening for a
No,
party?
he's in California. He's
Oh.
that lives with my uncle that I lost custody of.
Okay. Well, no. Can you Skype him or are you gonna go and visit? No. No. Okay, well, you can have like a spiritual birthday where you're kind of like, oh, I remember.
Go out, go drinking.
Did you see the bag? I went to the spa today and they were like, have this. Okay, I really should go. Bye. Bye, guys. It was really nice chatting with you and happy photos. Check out my YouTube channel. Check me out on YouNow or visit me on Instagram too. And I definitely, at 12 o'clock at night, I will have my eyeballs wide open like they were last night and I'll be wide awake actually posting that video. Bye.